Hello, all my TW555 members here at Midway. Welcome back to the Quick Question Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Perez. I'm one of your alternate union reps for the station, alongside my co-host, Hugo Valles, your safety rep for the station. Hugo.
Hello. How you doing?
What's going on, Hugo? It's getting cold.
A little bit. I don't think it's really that cold, but
It's chilly.
2 days were
It's chilly, and I see guys with
pretty
like
crazy, though.
thick coats, liners, everything. They got masks on. And it's only 35
mass
degrees.
hysteria.
Jesus Christ, when it goes on to zero.
I know, right?
Well, another winter's upon us, and
Is it though?
Not yet. I mean, so far we got snow this early.
Yeah, I know.
This is ridiculous. That's a sign for you. I'm hoping for all the snow. That means more OT. At least I hope.
That white gold.
Yeah, the good old white gold. I'm going to start off by talking about the CSAs, managers, and ops agents are all being trained for assigned seating. This is coming starting January 27th. And from what I'm hearing, it's a 7-hour training class.
Ew.
7 hours to figure out how the hell do you assign people their seats and how to figure. I mean, well, I guess it takes that long, but well, whatever. You go. What you got, man?
Just want to remind people what SRSs are and what they are for, actually. They're used like when a safety issue has been brought up and management has been dragging their feet and has not been rectified. There are plenty of times where, I'll let them know this is happening, and they'll say they'll fix it. When they haven't fixed it, that's when I throw an SRS. A lot of people would throw a lot of stuff in there that's not an SRS. It could be used as a SOPI. But there are actually things that can be a SOPI and an SRS as well. If you do need help with an SRS, let me know. I'll let you. I'll get you into the SRS system. The SRS system is the safety reporting system. So obviously it goes, over to Dallas. If you have your name or whatever, it gets redacted and it gets sent either to GSC, a manager at Southwest. Anything that it pertains to. It could be facilities as well.
Well, what would be, I guess they wanted to throw an SRS for the other day, which is another topic of mine, is the winter gear all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, like I said, if it would have been brought up to a manager and then nothing has happened, then yes, obviously that would be an SRS.
So, well, let me ask you, because that was a big topic the other day. So the sign that they put on the window is that they didn't have any winter gloves, didn't have any hand warmers, didn't have none of that stuff. But we did.
They didn't have it in the PPE room. So if I would have known, because someone actually delivers it, but that person was off, and I didn't know that person was off, and I thought it had been delivered already. So I made a call to see if this person was here. Agent was not here that day. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I took it upon myself to bring it over and get these liners and get these hot hands because I knew it was going to be cold. Now, granted, we probably screwed the pooch. We probably should have been ready on Friday, but like I said, I thought that it was already there. I was pretty busy. I was still, trying to get these doors on. But yeah, like say if it was like a whole week of consistent, shit weather when it's cold. And it's it's snowing and stuff, and they have not given you liners or hand warmers or even the winter gloves, then yeah, you could put an SRS. Now, mind you, the winter gloves are not required by Southwest. In fact, because we have a collective, the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, in our contract it just lists gloves. Now, all the extra stuff, they met the criteria for OSHA regulations just by that. But by them supplying, the liners and the winter gloves, they're exceeding it. Now, again, the gloves are just a one-time deal. So you're going to get your gloves, you're going to get signed off, and that's it. Right. Hopefully they last for, the whole winter season.
So what happens if you put an SRS about something that's not required by?
Well, they're going to look at it, and, that's why I ask you to come to me first, because there are going to be people researching stuff, and they might misquote or they'll quote something off another article. But these OSHA regulations, again, they are revised, and I do have the regulations. I was checking it out, and I was right. They are not required. So again,
know what you're putting an SRS as.
So when you're putting an SRS, Wait, what was the question again?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Hugo.
One more time. I got lost.
You know,
I got lost in a moment.
Enough with the Modelo. Go get some water.
It's so cold.
Go get some water. Get out of here. What is that, your fifth one already? I knew I should have waited. I should have did it right away.
It's so cold and refreshing.
Jesus.
So, I'm sorry. So you were asking,
the question is, if we put an SRS on stuff that's not required by the company, is the company, I mean, what have...
Well, so you're going to wait for a couple of weeks. Sometimes it comes in a couple of days. The response does come in, and they'll give you some people say the managerial response, but yes, it is the company response, but it's also you got to remember too that the company and the union also had agreed to all these things, so they will give you the information.
I mean, I do like the fact that the company does give us extra stuff that we don't actually are not, required to give us. The hand warmers are, and I mean, I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, sometimes they get too hot where I don't even need them. But I mean, they're still good to have. Yeah. But the fact of them giving it to us is really good.
That's a plus.
Yes, and then the winter gloves. I mean, I don't know how they look now. I'm not too big a fan of them. I like the old ones, the old orange ones. I like those.
Yeah, they're going to be gray with black, kind of like the orange ones. I think they're a little snug. So I'm probably going to get a little larger. Get one size larger in case you want to put on some liners in case for like the deep freeze, all those really really cold days.
Yeah, that's actually but I don't know. I like the old ones better.
Yeah, I did. But the only thing that sucked about those is when you sweat and you pull them out, the whole liner inside gets pulled out.
Oh my god! And it just put it back in. Jesus
annoying.
Christ. Now people are talking about winter coats too. Now I know people are asking why didn't we promote the winter coats. There is a sign-up sheet that is up to September 15th, and then whoever wants to borrow winter gear,
right? Okay,
then you can get your winter gear. The reason why we don't really promote it is because you got to understand, folks, you have to maintain. This is not your winter coat. Right. You're borrowing this from the company. You're maintaining. You have to maintain it. You have to clean it. Now, and then you give it back, and then obviously they give it to the next person. The fact is, you don't actually know who wore it before you. You don't even know if he kept it clean. You don't know anything about what the hell happened beforehand. Right. You just know that they gave you a coat. And I don't really like promoting it because I don't, I mean, the stuff they give you on Census already is great. That big winter gear they give you, that big coat is perfect, and they give it to you for free. It comes with your allotment. So I'd rather you get that than get something that could have been worn by somebody who doesn't really take care of themselves, let alone take care of that coat. So yes, there is a winter coat that you can get from the company. You have up until September 15th of the year. They have a sign-up sheet. It was in the SSO. You could have done it, but we're just not going to promote it as much. Why? Because, again, you have no idea who is in that coat.
Right, and once you receive it, they do give you something to sign off.
Yes.
When you get that coat.
And you have to maintain it and keep it clean.
You're right.
So, Hugo, what else you got?
Well, you know what? Like I said, I was trying to say I was kind of busy with these tug doors, but it kind of slowed down substantially again. It's just so hard for them to keep up right now, and it's like really crazy because it's never happened like this. It's just like a perfect storm for these guys. And I do feel bad for them, but again, sometimes it's not even their fault because they need such equipment out, priority-wise, and then they're waiting for parts. So they'll be working on parts, and they have a skeleton crew as well. So, and when they do get these parts and they have to get, this equipment out first, they'll get that, and then, they're going to put the doors on the back burner. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, yes, it was, cold and it was wintry and all that stuff, but it was only for a couple of days. Obviously we dress up for it because we do look at the weather. So, but yeah, it's still slow, but it's still going though. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll get it done soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
I know.
What else you got, man?
Talking about the diesel tugs, we found out that some of these tugs get stuck in turtle mode. And, it's weird because they put in, the system, and I guess it reconfigured itself once it's not moved for a while. So it kind of has like a cheat code. So you have to sit, put your seatbelt on, then you got to take it off, it goes on the passenger side, do the same thing, and then unclick it, then go back to the driver's side, and then turn it on, and it should reset itself. And I tried it twice, and nothing happens. So I'm on the phone with this guy like, hey, nothing's happening. Well, just bring it in and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes when you go through those motions, they'll have to go through the system on their laptop. and they'll have to configure it in there. So if you do happen to have a tug, stuck in turtle mode, just take it back to the yard. I'll go take it to GSC, and they'll reprogram it.
Cool.
Yeah, crazy.
All right. Let's see what we got. All right, cool. I'm gonna start off with but I'm gonna keep going with Thanksgiving overtime. Yay. All right, it's that time of the year again, guys. I mean, by the time you guys hear this, Thanksgiving overtime is closed. So those of you who are just hearing this now, they still got a couple days. What's today? It just closed today.
Today is the 13th.
The 13th. I think they have a couple days to actually notify. Well, they have, but to notify you, they have a while. But anyways, they're gonna notify you if you missed a call the first time. They're gonna try calling you, and they're gonna keep going until they get a hold of you. So how does Thanksgiving overtime work? So the first 8 hours obviously is all overtime. Now, if you get anything after that, actually it's triple time. And people think it's double time. No, you're just going triple time. Also, when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas overtime, you can actually give that away. If something comes up and it's not contractually with other days, you can't give away voluntary overtime. That's nothing you can't do. But for Thanksgiving and Christmas, we could actually give away our overtime. The only thing that sucks is that if you do give it away, the person who gets it, it becomes straight time. So remember, if you didn't pick up Thanksgiving, or you didn't sign up for Thanksgiving and you didn't get anything, and somebody's trying to give it away, if you pick it up, it's going to be straight time. All right. What else? Yeah, and of course, anything after 8 hours is triple time. So I remember back in the day when we used to have triples on that shit, man. But not anymore, man.
Money right there.
They starved us so much that everybody signed up for this Thanksgiving stuff. So I don't even think everybody got a double. I don't think anybody got a double. Well, I don't know. I didn't really check everything. I only checked a few pages, and I didn't see any doubles. So, but who knows? I mean, there was a lot more pages in there. Let me see anything for that Thanksgiving overtime. No, other than that, yeah, that should be it for the Thanksgiving overtime. Just the signups, and then now people were wondering, hey, if I call in the day before, if I call in the day after, do I still get my holiday pay? Only when you call in on the day of Thanksgiving you do not get paid your holiday. You can call off the day before, you can call off the day after, but and if you work Thanksgiving, you will still get your holiday pay. I know there's a few people saying around if you don't work the day before, day after, you don't get it. No, you can call up. You can call in the day before, you can call in the day after, and if you work Thanksgiving, you will still get your holiday pay. So don't worry about that. Only when you call in on Thanksgiving is when you lose your holiday pay. You still get your sick. If you call in sick, you'll still get your sick time, but you will not get paid your holiday pay. No. Lockers. So I know you guys are hearing a rumor going around. I don't know if it's rumor, but the lockers are not done yet, and they're but they're going to take away the hooks that are in there and add a rod with hooks on it for you guys to hang stuff in. So they just came to us with this about a day ago, and it surprised us, and because we thought it was over, and it's not.
Yeah,
so
no kidding.
Yeah, it kind of sucked because it's like all of a sudden you give us all these lockers, and now all of a sudden you want to have us keep them opened so you can actually do something with them. So now you want us to empty out our lockers again. It kind of sucked, but Wally went over there. He talked to him. He talked to management, and he suggested that how about we just leave it alone? No one really cares about. Yeah. No, I haven't heard any complaints on the lockers so far. No one's asking for rods or other shit that goes into it. So I mean, we're just saying about just leave it alone. I mean, we got all our stuff in there. We got our locks on. Yeah,
and be over with
people are on vacation. Get everybody to open their locks, and now you got to pop locks. No. It's just how about we just it's not guaranteed that they'll listen to us, but they did take it into consideration. They said, yeah, why not? They'll take it into consideration. And
what's going on there?
Go from there. Yeah, I'm a dumb dog.
Oh, okay. Good dog.
Yeah, sorry. I guess the
get the mailman.
The sedative didn't work.
Oh, that was for him?
Yeah.
Oh. Oops.
Oh, I got but again, they could still do it. It's going to start, if they do go through it, it'll start, what's next Wednesday? The
20th?
The 18th?
No, sorry.
The 19th.
Oh.
It's going to start the 19th of November.
Okay.
If it goes through. If it doesn't, then they'll just leave it alone, which I'm hoping they do leave it alone.
A lot of people are hoping they leave it alone.
I'm hoping they leave it alone. I'm not in the mood. I'm not, we're done.
Yeah.
I'm done. You messed with us long enough. It's getting cold outside. We need to get our winter gear in there.
Right.
And thank God it's not snowing, but it sure will be raining.
Right.
Hugo, what's up?
And a quick note with that PPE as well. I did have a word with the management, and I said, you know what? So we won't run into this mess again. Let's just stock them up in PPE early, just to have them around. That when we have cold days such as the days that's just passed, we'll at least have the liners ready for the guys and the hot hat warmers. And they agreed, and they said, yeah, we'll do that. And we'll go, going forward, that's what's going to happen. Red plugs, why are they not in the snow carts? I don't understand that. The snow carts are there for a reason. Again, I think I said this in the first podcast.
Yeah.
But again, they're like rolling around. I see carts with no red plugs, or I see them with like 4 red plugs. I even seen one with 5. I'm like, how the hell does that happen? They're there for a reason. They're there to store the red plugs, not to be moved all around. They shouldn't be moved all over the place. They are in there, or they should be in there. If it doesn't look like they're in there, open the curtain. They're probably in there. Most likely that's what happened. People just, look and say, oh, there's no plugs. And they just take someone else's plugs, and then they throw them back in there, and I open them up. I open the whole thing. Oh, look, 4 plugs. So please, just be aware. Put all the plugs in there. And why are the snow carts moving? I don't understand that part. Alpha 18 seems to be moved a lot. The one at Bravo 14,
obviously.
offload
these flights, man. You got to offload these flights.
They're nowhere near. They're nowhere near the fucking plane. They're right there. They're like some of them are by the rid screens. Some of them are by the pillars. The one by Bravo 14, that one gets moved, obviously, because they need parking.
Well, that's probably why they're moving over there, because they just want to get them out the way so they can park or do something. We need the icing trucks. It is Alpha 18, you said, right?
No, well, the one at Alpha 18, that one does get moved. That's probably because of the de-icing trucks.
Trucks,
But we got to find somewhere else for that. But Bravo 14, obviously, we know people like to park there. It's a giant parking area, and it just gets in the way, and it gets pulled. But there are some that I found that were on the island, and like, why is this cart on the island? It should be at this gate. Alpha 11 was moved to the island. They're like, what's going on here? I did have a count of the yellow plugs too. I do try to collect them as well. I heard it was agreed that the sweepers would take that responsibility, but I know the sweepers are busy, so sometimes I do go out there and I do get all the yellow plugs. So they will be staged at Bravo 15, Bravo 16, and Alpha 18. I used to have them staged as well as at the island, but it seems like we're running low on them. I don't know how that happened. We have an odd number of yellow plugs, 27. And I was like, well, how does that happen? So I'm asking people, if you're using them as beds or lounge chairs somewhere, can you please bring them out? Because who knows when we're gonna have like 13 maxes at a gate or at our station, or maybe even more, and we're gonna need some. Other than that, that's all for the yellow plugs. What about you?
So let's keep with de-icing.
Oh, okay.
People being pulled for de-icing. Well, it's de-icing season, folks.
No kidding.
Yeah, you're going to be pulled. The company has every right to pull you. That's contractually, that's their contractual right. They get to direct the workforce.
Yeah.
So if you are a de-icer, and you were de-icing, you got trained on it, and but you didn't want to do it. You wanted to, you want to do transfer drivers, or you wanted to get on a gate, or you want to do something else besides de-icing, and they need de-icers. And if they can't have enough de-icers, depending on if you drive or if you spray, if they don't have, they're going to pull you. They're going to pull. They don't have to pull by seniority. They don't have to. They can pull however they want. That's just what it is. But yes, if they need the de-icers, they're going to put, and they can afford to actually pull you. They're going to pull you. They're going to put somebody else in your spot that doesn't de-ice, and they're going to pull you. And yes, they can. They can do it. I know I'm getting a lot of stuff from that because I guess they did the icing over when it was snowing the other day, and they pulled a lot of people. I'm like, well, there's not much we can do. If you are qualified to spray or drive, they're going to pull you, and they can pull you. And people will say by seniority, why can't I do? I'm more senior to this guy, this guy. No, they're not. They're not going to do that. They don't have to. They really don't. And when there's so many people that they're not going to do that. They're not going to waste the time, and they don't have to. I wish they would, but they really don't. They can sit there and say, no, they can use that against you. You can grieve it all you want, but contractually, the company can direct the workforce.
Now, what if you're not de-icer qualified?
Well, they would know that. Obviously, if you're not de-icer qualified, they wouldn't do that. They would know already.
Oh, okay.
Because then if you guys look on the schedule, all those letters that are in front of your name actually is a code. it's a code for them to know. If it says DB, it means de-ice you could both. If it just says I don't say DD for de-ice drive only, or DS for de-icing spray only. But if you got that DB, more than likely, de-icing for both, you're gonna get pulled. I get pulled a lot of times. I haven't got pulled lately, but I still get pulled. And I've been there. I'm number 50, and they're still gonna pull me. I don't complain because there's none. What's the point of complaining? What is the point of complaining? You're going to get mad for no reason because there's nothing you can do about it. There is nothing I can do. I mean, I could try, but in the end, they're going to tell you, guess what? Contractually, I can do it. So if you get pulled, there's no point in screaming, there's no point in grunting. They can do it. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else, Hugo, or are you done?
One more thing, I guess. I guess this was our first test of, how we could, how we handle winter and a winter storm. And for the most part, it went well. The bad news is when we clean up the gate, for them to actually plow and stuff, it was a disaster. We had stuff all over the place. The wingtip cones, they have the stick and the flag, right? Mm-hmm. So they're throwing them inside a closed cart. Whoa, what was it? Hello.
No, go ahead.
You've got mail.
I hope not.
Don't download it.
Yeah, right.
No, I was kidding. So they're throwing the cones upright in a closed cart, and guess what? It's just breaking the cone. So there was a bunch of broken cones, and they're like toppling over. The tips are falling over. Pro was like, "Well, I can't see the wingtip cone because the flag is touching the floor. What do I do?" Like, so it was a whole mess, and then the chocks were all over the place as well. If you're gonna clean up the gate, please have everything in order. If you're going to put them in a cart, can you put them in an open cart? If there's no open cart available, can you please lay the wingtip cones down and not up? Mm-hmm. So, seems kind of simple. And the chocks, you could either put them in the snow cart, or you could actually place them around the tilt stand rack, they've been moved back there now. So that way we could have some sort of uniformity, and we know where they're actually going to be at when it's time to set up for this gate. And that's another thing is people were bringing in planes, and nothing was set up at the gate, and everything was just all messed up. And I'm getting, messages like, hey, there's a plane at the gate. There's nothing around there. There's, one chock here, one chock there, one wingtip here, two wingtips over there. What is going on? And so we have to, do a better job of keeping everything together, have some uniformity. And if you don't know how many wingtip cones go at a gate, all you got to do is there's a diagram actually on the wall by the gate, and it shows you how many wingtip cones you need. Some of them have.
I didn't even know that.
Oh my God, what's going on?
Nah,
so yeah, they have the wingtip cones, and if you need two, it'll say two. If you need one on each side, it'll say one. So it's easy peasy.
Nice.
That's it.
All right, cool. I got one last one before we wrap it up. I know we're getting out of time here.
Yes.
It's tug write-ups. You start bringing your tugs again. The write-ups are starting to come a lot again. But they're mainly because people are not talking to the soup, or maybe the soup's not even recording your stuff back in after it's broken. If your tug gets stolen, or if your tug is broken, you have to go back to the soup. The soup's already been informed that if that happens, they're going to come and they have to actually sign that tug back in, or at least put something that actually says that your tug was stolen or your tug is broken and being tagged out. If you can, remember the soup that you told. That way, in case they do get a write up, we'll know what soup to contact, and like, hey, did this guy turn this tug in because it was broken, or because or any other reason? But you have to, or else more than likely you're gonna get a write up. So just remember that they're starting it up again, and if it's broken or it gets stolen, report it back to the soup. That way they can either sign it back in or do something, leave a note stating that your tug was stolen or broken. So just be careful again, guys. Try and start bringing them in, because unfortunately we've already got a few already.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're already starting. But that's it. That's it for this. That's it for this time.
Nice.
Hugo.
Yes.
Anything for these guys to watch while they're waiting for their flights?
Yeah, actually, I was watching something very interesting, and I love Chicago history. Well, I was watching a show called American Ripper. It's based on H.H. Holmes. You know who he was?
Yeah, I know who he was.
Yeah, he's the nicknamed the Devil in the White City, as you know, in the book. He had that that crazy murder castle. So they've been finding out that he actually immigrated from England, London, whatever, and they're trying to see if he was actually Jack the Ripper. There's a lot of coincidences going on with that. The way he murdered the people and all this, and his tools were actually from England. So it's a very cool documentary. You know how he dissected his victims as well.
Pretty much.
Almost the same as what's his name, Jack the Ripper. If you ever get a chance to take a tour of the Devil in the White City, and it's very interesting. He was a con artist too. Besides a serial killer, he would actually sell the skeletons of his victims to the universities just to make money off of it. But most of the murders were because of it was an insurance scam. And they say that he probably escaped his death too because he was found guilty and he was supposed to be hung. And there's the curse of H.H. Holmes because everybody that was involved in that case started dying. So it's pretty crazy. But that's all I got. What about you, sir?
I haven't really watched too many movies. I've been stuck on a lot of still Halloween movies. But if anything, I really want to bring up a good old movie called Whiplash. Stars a student. It's about a student who actually he's determined to succeed and to be a jazz musician, and he's driven by this demanding teacher played by J.K. Simmons, Oscar-winning, mind you, for this movie. And this teacher has an unorthodox way of teaching the music, and it's really, really good. I really recommend it all, but it's called Whiplash, and of course, as a TV show, for all you Latino friends out there who knew and listened to Juan Gabriel.
Oh, Juanga.
Yeah, Juanga. That was my mom's favorite, so it ended up being my favorite because of her, because she played it all day long.
I watched that also.
Yeah, but anyways, it was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty good so far. I haven't finished it, but yeah, if you all Latino friends you want it, this damn dog's walking around like he owns the place. Jerk. But anyways, yeah, Whiplash and then the Juan Gabriel documentary.
Yeah, Juanga was very, very talented. I didn't know that how he composed all that music.
Yeah,
as well.
man,
it was
great
real
composer.
good.
He was great.
Yeah,
composed a lot of music. But that's it for us for this week for the Quick Question Podcast. We thank you for tuning in, listening. Please subscribe to us, like us, spread the word about us. I get great information on this podcast. So once again, I'm your host, Eric Perez, alongside my co-host, Hugo Valles, your safety rep for the station, Hugo.
All right, everybody. And as always, let's be safe out there. This is Eric and I signing off.
Take care, guys.
See ya.